I mean, one that kind of sticks out in my mind is the time when we sent the young fella down to the MD Anderson hospital down in Texas because his dad was dying of cancer. Well, we checked it out, and I remember we took him out to the airport, and so he could fly down there, and I think he had $20 in his pocket. You know, so it was something that worked good all the way around. The volunteers is what carried it. The volunteers is what's needed now, and it's something I think the volunteers need to look at the value for themselves as well as for the community. It's something for them to do and feel good while they're doing it.
I guess, you know, I really feel strongly about what Jim is saying, because we've had quite a few older people, me too, you know. It's really something not only you can do, but it's something you know how to do. And I guess when you come from all the churches, everybody's community-minded. So the people you meet are people like yourself. How often do you get to work in a group that's like-minded, that'll always want to do the same thing? And then another thing that stayed in my mind all the years I worked there, Jim and I went to visit a lady one night that needed many things. And when we got on going over the whole list, I asked her, is there anything else we can help you with? And she said, no, you helped me when you put the price of shoes at 50 cents a pair. She says, you know, now I can buy them, I don't have to beg. And she emphasized the word beg. And that stayed in my mind the 20 years I worked there. You know, if we could keep the price low enough, they can keep their dignity. Not that we took dignity away from anybody, but it's so much nicer when you can pay your own way. You know, it's a really important thing in your life. And that stayed with me all those years, and it's still there. Another thing I think in my mind, and this changes just a little bit, I think we need to find more ways or better ways to thank the people that give us the product that we sell. I know we need the people that buy it. We need everybody. But if the people don't bring the things to us, then we have nothing to give or sell. And I think we ought to start, this is just my idea, I think we should start with our truck that picks up and delivers. I think we ought to get some of our people that are artistic minded, and they should decorate that truck, and in that decoration should be a message thanking the community for helping the outreach to exist.
I would agree. I was thinking of when you mentioned about getting the things to sell. At one of the first meetings, maybe it was the first meeting, someone brought up the question, where are we going to get the stuff?
That was me.
I can say, well, the stuff came fast and furious. I mean, we got the things, but what was interesting, you know, it was the stuff that at the very beginning was the things that people were no longer using and no longer needed. Probably it would have went in landfill. A lot of it probably would have went in landfill, but in fact, it was recycled. There was very little stuff that came in that ended up going to the landfill. I think there was probably some things there, clothes especially, that probably came into that place maybe even 3 or 4 times because it was used. It was later donated back or something, but it was used, you know, again and again and again. So again, it's a project that's grown. We've gotten a lot of cooperation, I'm sure, from a lot of the merchants here, and I know some of there's more stuff that's coming in now than we had at the beginning. But it's been a good project. It's a project that relies very much on volunteers, and that's why something I'm sure, you know, if you don't have the volunteers, you know, you're hurting, because then you have to spend so much money on administration and things like that. But I couldn't stress enough that we need to have the cooperation, and it's been a good ecumenical project, and it's been a project where we got volunteers at the beginning, and I'm sure even now from all the churches. When we first started, we used to identify ourselves as from St. Mary's Catholic Church or the Presbyterian Church or something, but after a while, that disappeared.
You know, and we're talking about that vision a little bit, I think, to add to what you said. as we got more and more clothes and things in, there was a need for them to go where they could be used. And we finally found a missionary that took our extra clothes and they took it to Africa. They took it to the poor people. And I'm sure you're going to expand on that more in this program someplace. But we even had people from Africa come over to thank us. And really, again, it wasn't us, it was these people that give us the stuff. All we did is expedited it. So I think that's a very important part of the program, or the vision as we call it.
And we should mention St. Norbert College, because St. Norbert College has been here, been a supporters of us. It's been, and I think it's great that we're getting the young people involved more and more, and something that you can carry on here, go back to your own communities. It's a win-win for everybody.
We should mention all of the habitat houses that we built.
Right.
And the first habitat house we built was with St. Norbert's,
Okay.
over on just off of Broadway.
Yeah.
Did you want to talk about that at all?
I'm not sure just exactly how many habitat, but there were several.
There's about 6 or something.
Okay. Okay.
We've either worked on or donated them. We've
Okay.
donated
Okay.
a large amount of money to them.
It's going great. I mean, it's going great now, and it's, you know, and the fact that it's growing, and you know, we've moved several different times, and you know, it's a great building where they are now, and it will continue to grow. You know.
And it's done a lot for our people. I'm sure that we've stretched out personalities. We've stretched out people's ability to do things. I'll bet you Gene never knew how to move a store before the first time we moved. I mean, these sort of things happen to everybody. You came to the store and you knew how to do this. I'll guarantee you, after you've been there a while, you know how to do this. There's so many more things that you get to do, so many more different people you meet in situations. Well, when we were sending the clothes to Africa, the missionary I was taking, he said to me, we need to bale that clothes to ship it because the price of shipping it is prohibitive when the clothes is loose. So we had to buy a huge baler. I know nothing about balers. Now I know something about balers. And we got people were willing to help. Like Jim was saying, you could ask anybody. They'd say, what do you do? And then for the baler, we needed cardboard. I went to paper mills in Green Bay. They issued me into front offices to talk about scrap cardboard to ship our clothes in. It was important to these people that they know that. And when it's important to them, it then makes the community a better place to live. And these people were they made us feel like we were doing them a favor when they were giving us the cardboard. And that's the good things that happen. And that's the way we get stretched. And that's why we're here this morning.
Thank you.
I think that's really good.
Yeah. Could you just say your name for us on camera? Just so we have that.
Jim Alt.
Ken Trinkner.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.